Gonna have a problem with the reception for a second. Pardon me. I don't know why. Anyway, in any regard, for everybody that don't know, Casanova 2 times gets slashed. Casanova 2 times allegedly gets slashed. Situation happens in jail. I thought, we come online, talk about this for a minute, and also talk about the possible mistrial. Also, if anybody gets in here, it don't look like this is going clear for me. I'm kind of like breaking up with some shit. I'm gonna make a new live. I'm breaking up. I don't think my signal's going through. Am I clear? Am I coming through clear for anybody that's over there? I'm just curious. I think my signal is messed up. Somebody help me out on the other end. But right now we got more likes than we got people in the room. So I'm assuming my signal is not working. Video quality, right? Uh, do y'all think I should start the live back over, or do y'all think I should just keep going? You think I should start the live back over, or do y'all think I should keep going? Real quick, right? We like within the first couple of minutes of the show. Well, there's literally no wind out here, so if you hear wind, I don't know what to tell you. All right, so we're just gonna get into it. All right, so Casanova 2 times allegedly gets his face cut in jail. So just so we can be clear, so he allegedly gets his face cut by a dude named Ulysses Lugo. Ulysses Lugo allegedly is the individual that cut his face. Then after he cut Casanova's face, Casanova runs him down allegedly with the help of others. And then the Ulysses Lugo guy's face gets cut up so bad. They said it looked like it was just drenched in blood. It was multiple cuts. A couple of things we want to say just about jail culture real quick for the people that don't know. Usually somebody cutting somebody in the face, allegedly somebody cutting somebody in the face. Yeah, we're going to get to that right now. Usually means either the person was snitching, but in this particular case, that might not be what it is. Casanova 2 times came out and dropped his flag. Now, I want to explain to everybody what that means. That means that for everybody that don't know, he was a part of the Gorilla Stone Bloods. He has come out and denounced being a part of this Gorilla Stone Bloods. He actually said a lot. It was a real big breakdown, basically, about how how he regrets being a part of the organization, how some of the things in which he did helped put the wrong image out to the children. He basically literally said in no uncertain terms that he regrets his alignment with the Gorilla Stone Bloods. That's basically what he said. So he gets his face slashed, allegedly. And allegedly the person who slashed his face, they caught up with that guy and he got the absolute worst of it. There's no telling what's going on with that guy's face. So with that being said, I would like to know what you guys think. Allegedly it's because he dropped his flag. That's usually why something like this would happen. Also, just so we can be clear, something like this would happen. Something like this would happen because somebody dropped their flag. So that's what they're saying is the cause of this. Shoot, there's some kids going to play basketball. The court's wet. Okay. This is how you get better. You just got to be going to the park. You got to play with quality people too, though. You can't just be playing with any old person. All right. Some people headed to the park today. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna start talking about basketball. As the situation with some other kids came over here the other day, and it was just absolutely bananas. In any regard, let's stay on this. So, Casanova 2 times slashed the 27th. Also, for everybody that don't know, The 27th is coming up. That's when his sentencing is supposed to be. I'm curious as to if they'll push it back this time for medical reasons. You know, not to have him in court with something close to an open wound. Well, I don't think Casanova is going to get the maximum. I think just by him coming out and denouncing the gang association in which he previously had, that he's saying that he doesn't have anymore, I think that alone is gonna make the judge probably give him a favorable sentencing. How you doing? All right. I think that alone will have the judge give him a favorable sentencing, because one of the main things that the government wants you to do when they have you in this situation and you're a part of a gang, especially if you're a leader of a gang, one of the main things they want you to do is to denounce the set. Like, that's so important to them, that you come out and you say, you know, these things in which I did for the wrong purposes and the wrong reasons. Because when you denounce the set, that makes it so much easier for them to prosecute other people, just so we can be clear, that might be a part of the gang, and definitely other people that might have been associated with any of the activities that they're accusing you of. What up, Six Source? He says, dude probably thought Cass people wouldn't rob because he dropped his flag. No, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And not for nothing. See, when you're a person like Casanova, where you got money, and for everybody that don't know, a lot of the a lot of the commentary that they had coming out about Casanova and about some of the things that Casanova was doing and saying, he was getting on people about supporting people that was locked up. You understand what I'm saying? So Casanova's big thing, and this is why when Casanova got locked up, I think that, you know, he was upset. So that's why when people say, and I heard somebody say Casanova was locked up and he started crying, I don't take it that way. I'm going to explain why. Because if you're talking about somebody not treating you the way that you're treating people, I don't consider that crying, fam. It's not crying when you're talking about you expect the same treatment that somebody is giving, that you're giving to other people. That's not crying, fam. We've just become so desensitized and insensitive in this world and so removed from God that we think that any reason is a reason in which why you should ridicule somebody, speak negatively about somebody, or whatever the case is. If you're treating somebody a certain way, or if you're moving on certain principles and other people aren't, and you're treating them inside of those principles, there's nothing wrong with having an expectation of them doing the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Also, everyone, anybody that's speaking to me on the Jack Frost Instagram, I do not have access to that account right now. There's an issue going on with Instagram. I'm not even sure entirely what the issue is, but I think my account has been cloned. There's an issue going on with Instagram. So if you want to contact me on Instagram, you're going to have to do it in the BBN side. I do not have access currently to my Jack Frost Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Somebody put my Cash App in the chat. If anybody want to support the platform or anything like that, pull up to the Cash App for whatever your reason might be. What up, Triple A? Happy to see that you're still green team, my brother. Salute. Really do appreciate that. You have no idea. What up, First Class? Seth Triple says, I believe that the Lugo guy underestimated Cass, but Cass is still a very real, regardless of his affiliation or not. Come back with people anyway. He would have handled it by himself no matter what. Now, first of all, this is one of the things that I do want to say. If y'all don't know this about Casanova, Casanova really like that. He's not playing. When he talk about physical violence and all that other shit, as far as I know, the information that I have, Casanova is really like that, fam. For real, for real. So dude that ran up on him and did whatever dude did, if he expected that it was going to be without immediate, I don't want to say without immediate response, then he was definitely not thinking correctly. It was definitely going to be an immediate response. Casanova's really like that. He not playing. He really got hands. And he definitely ain't scared to use them. And from what I hear, he's one of them wrestling with niggas all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got that friend that he always want to wrestle or he always want to fight? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Because that's what they into. You know what I'm saying? So he's one of those dudes. The play around too much guys. He's really about that. So and so the security guard that gives the that signed the report, the security guard said that the dude's face, you couldn't even see it. It was just so covered in blood or whatever the case is. How you doing today? Hello? All right. So they said it was so covered in blood that you couldn't even see his face. So I don't have the slightest idea. Dude could have been, it could have been because he dropped his flag. It could have been a guy just trying to clout chase. It could have been anything. You understand what I'm saying? What up, WIP? What up, Arthur D. Glass? How you doing, my brother? First class, sons to father. Hope everybody having a beautiful week. What up, OGK Network? What up, Stay High, that guy? Jet Lee, Ghetto Bandit Records, J Mac. Hope everybody's had a beautiful week. Ken Thompson. Hope everybody had a beautiful week. I need to show me some of that beauty over here. Pull up to the Cash App. That's what I need to do, or the PayPal or the Super Chat. Anyway, you're supposed to want good things to happen for you. People are weird, fam. People will be upset at you because you want good things to happen to you. And like you're supposed to be spending all of your time talking about how good things are supposed to happen for other people. Yeah, you should want good things to happen for other people, but that don't mean good things can't happen for you. What the fuck, fam? This is weird. Yeah, blessings to everybody. That's a fact. Man. So, as far as the Casanova situation, that didn't make sense. I think dude just, what up, Ganju? I think dude just wasn't even thinking, fam. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely bananas. That's bonkers. And I've been in the company of Casanova. That's a big dude. Like, he not no little dude. Like, Casanova dropped 30 pounds. You know, he's going to look like he's more in shape. You understand? And most of us drop 30 pounds, we going to look like we sick. That nigga dropped 30 pounds, he going to look like he more in shape. That's a big dude. That's bananas. Also, there was a time when Casanova was actually, what do you call that? How do you say? Bragging about the fact that he didn't have any cuts to his face, meaning that he didn't snitch on nobody or tell on anybody or had any problems with the gang. He was actually bragging at one point that he had no cuts to his face, that, you know, his face was clear. You know, because a lot of times when these dudes get locked up, they get cut in the face when they did some kind of violation. So his whole thing is that he never violated. So he was speaking out quite a few times about that. You know, he never violated. His face is clear. He don't got no cuts. He all good. You feel me? Pardon me. They had him come straight out and denounce the gang. They ain't playing with these dudes. You know how many people they gonna have locked up in a minute? They ain't playing with y'all. They ain't playing with nobody. Once again, I want to explain this for everybody that don't get it. It's not illegal to be in a gang. It's not illegal to be a part of a gang. None of these things are illegal. Zero of these things. Hey, yo, Sebastian Tompkins, I need you to go check your requests on Instagram. My Jack Frost page is not working currently, and I sent you a message on the BBN side. So I need you to check your requests if you don't mind. There's a couple of people. Triple A said, speaking generally, at a certain point, the gang got to let the guy that's making these things happen legally stay up there doing his thing, keep him off the streets. He's more beneficial in power. Okay, so this is what you have to understand. You know when you know shit, but you can't tell nobody nothing because there's no proof out there that you could point at, but you know something? So I know something. Casanova was snitched on. I'm not saying, this is all I'm saying. Don't believe me if you want. I don't care. Just don't believe me. Think I'm lying. Casanova and them niggas was snitched on by some other niggas that didn't have to put it in their paperwork because they was attached to a different trial. So that's what the fuck happened. Y'all out here beefing with each other over nothing. And then y'all helping to take each other off the streets, either through violence or through jail. Y'all do understand what the movie The Departed was about, right? The Departed was about one set of criminals snitching on other criminals. Y'all do understand this, right? One mafia nigga went, got a dude put into the FBI or whatever the fuck. That dude was helping them snitch on other niggas. You do know that that's what The Departed was about, right? Just throw that out there for everybody that don't get it. What up, Lou Capo? For everybody that don't get it. Just throwing that out there for everybody that don't get it. I sent you one. I sent you a request. I don't know where you might have it. I don't know if it's going to be in hidden. I don't know what. But send me a request to BBN.network. And then you might see it. Triple A says, once you make it to a certain level, stay off the streets. Keep building, but I understand you absolutely. Well, one of the things people don't realize about Casanova 2 times is his family already was good. What up, Avon? What up, Block? His family, like, they were already okay off. Like, Casanova 2 times wasn't hurting for money. They was like middle class. You understand? Like, his family owned businesses and shit like that. Successful businesses that was doing well. You know, they wasn't, you know, the damn Kennedys or the Waltons or anything like that. But they had a successful business that was doing well. Feel me? I walk hard. I don't feel like going for a super long walk. So they had a successful business that was doing well. So allegedly, at least from what I've heard, like, his family wasn't hurting for money. He didn't have to go into the streets. He didn't have to sell drugs. He didn't have to do allegedly, he didn't have to do any of that. Like, his family was well off. This is just a lifestyle that he literally just chose because this is what he wanted to do. Like, he wanted to just be a gangster, like, literally. I never wanted to be Scarface, man. I never wanted to be Scarface. I never wanted to be none of them. Never wanted to be none of them, man. I wanted to be Han Solo, fam. That's all. I never wanted to be any of them other niggas. I wanted to be niggas like that. The smooth niggas that's just going through life, doing shit they want to do, you know, adding to other people's lives, shit like that. That's it. I never wanted to be None of that other shit. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own dreams, man. In any regard. So, I want to talk about the possible mistrial also, by the way. Well, there is no work the charges down. He's going to sentencing. The trial is done with. Whatever charges he's already been accused of, that's all sorted out. They going to sentencing on the 27th. So all that other shit, that shit already sorted out. Yeah, they going to sentencing. He has a minimum of 16 years and a maximum of 60. So there's a minimum of 16 years and there's a maximum of 60. That shit already worked out. This is another situation where I don't think he's gonna get the maximum, because generally speaking, if you do certain criteria, you know, denouncing the gang, shit like that, they're not gonna give you the maximum. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna give you, they want the next person to do the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So if you do all the shit they ask you to do, and then they still hit you over the head, hit you with all your bags, and give you everything, then that's no incentive for the next person. The next person might as well tell, you know, give the judge a middle finger. You feel me? Yeah. Salute. All right? You already know. The next person is supposed to give the middle finger. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way that works. So the fact that he was doing those things that they asked him to do, I doubt very much that they're going to now decide that they're going to give him all of the years. So I don't see 16, but I damn sure don't see 60. I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere around the 20 range, and then maybe give him some kind of time off for one reason or another. You know what I'm saying? Give him 20 so it could be on a record. So if this trial is ever looked at, he got 20. You understand what I'm saying? And then give some other bullshit reasons here and there why they probably knocked that down a couple of years, you know, especially with time served and all that other shit. You feel me? So that's what I expect. But I expect them to give him about 20. I think if they give him any less than 20, people are just gonna think that he helped with other cases or whatever the case might be. You understand? So that might also just be in his best interest as far as his reputation, which is important to him because he wanted to be a gangster. So his reputation is important. Pardon me, sorry about that. That's why he was doing all this, right? His reputation is important. So, and that would have to suck to be doing all that gangster shit for all of those years. Somebody said, I told you Cass was snitch. We don't know if he did or not. We're not sure if he did or not. Yes, OGK Network. The department was about how destructive a snitch could be to any organization. This is fair. This is true. He says never fail with these dudes. No, so you are correct. He did say the nigga was gonna snitch. He did say that. That is something that happened. But we don't know that for certain yet. Like, we don't know for certain. Yes, I did see the letter that he denounced the gang. You said more snitching to come. Okay, so we are equating denouncing the gang to snitching. Copy. Now I can get behind that. I can get behind that. No. Hold on. I can get behind a person saying, and I'm not saying it definitively, I'm saying that this is a conversation, just so we can be clear. I'm saying that this is a conversation. I'm not saying this definitively. This is just a conversation. You're Right. He's new. He's new. The guy had the dude at the gate waiting dumb long for him to raise the fucking gate so he could drive out. He knew. As a stand-up man, period, I believe that your reputation is a word supremely important on any level. That's a fact. So, yes, I don't think, this is just my opinion. And also, wait, so, absent anything else that could have been said, y'all saying that him saying to denounce the gang, how y'all doing? All right, chilling. So you're saying him denouncing the gang, I look like homegirl. So you're saying him denouncing the gang also could be snitching. I kind of agree with that. I'm going to explain why. Because once you denounce the gang and say that you was helping the gang do criminal activities, I don't know how y'all feel about that. I don't know how y'all... That's how they said Gunna snitch, right? Gunna did the same thing. And when Gunna did it, they called it snitching, right? When Gunna did it, they called it snitching, right? This is just me applying the same logic. That's all. This is just me applying the same logic to every situation. That's all. I'm just being fair and applying the same logic. That's it. So people saying Gunna snitched when Gunna said what he said, what Gunna said, but he said it in a much more detailed manner, it seems. So are we considering, all right? Are we considering that snitching? Pardon me. You said Boosie next? There's stuff I want to say about Boosie, but I just don't. Arthur D. Glass, is the government gonna get you one way or the other? Either you snitches or you stay 10 toes down flat. Truth Seeker said, if you're not snitching, why would you denounce the gang right before sentencing and write a letter like that? Great point. Truth Seeker says every single one of these dudes is snitches. Streets is a myth. The streets is a whole myth. All of the myths is the streets. Said Boosie next. They snatched Boosie up. Hold on. Let's go over the Boosie situation real quick. I think I'm gonna take my jacket off. I think I'm gonna go get let me go get a tripod. I'm gonna go get a tripod. Hold on. But Boosie's situation is funny. Okay, so them dudes that's with y'all, when y'all hanging out and they got their cameras on and they go on Instagram or whatever the case is, all right, y'all might want to stop just having random dudes hanging out with you with the Instagram and hire somebody to do this. Just hire somebody. All of y'all dudes got a dude in y'all town that know how to carry a camera and know how to post on Instagram and got the common sense enough to make sure that they go over every photo and the photos don't incriminate anybody before they post them. Because what happened to Boosie was this. Somebody posted online, I believe to his page, I'm not 100% sure, but somebody posted a situation online where Boosie actually had a gun on him tucked in his back. They posted multiple pictures of this online. What ends up happening is the FBI sees this. So when Boosie goes to court for this particular situation, the same situation, it was state or city or whatever the case is, they dropped it on purpose just so that the feds could pick it up, and that's how come he got picked up when he walked out of the building. So now, just so we could be clear, they have the evidence. It was posted onto Instagram by Boosie and or one of Boosie's people. So Isn't this the guy that just 2 minutes ago said that he want to start covering rapper cases? So you want to start covering rapper cases, but you still go online being a felon, having a gun in your back pocket and showing it on camera. Give me 1 second. I want to go snatch me up a subscribe. So, dudes, everybody want to be a content creator that do nudes, fam. Hold on, give me 1 second. Everybody want to be a content creator that covers nudes, man. Y'all keep going to these people's pages that don't even know the law. These people don't even be knowing the law. Y'all be going to these pages. Y'all be following everything they say. Give me 1 second. Y'all be going to these people's pages. Y'all be following behind their pages, loving everything they do, going to their pages, listening to what they saying, and coming back and wanting to question me on shit that they saying. Even when I tell you they don't know what they talking about, you still want to question me like I said it, or like what they saying is. People don't be having the slightest idea what they looking at. They don't know what they hearing. They don't know what they seeing. They don't know. I'm telling you, they don't know. Put it like this. Boosie just violated. If he doesn't get locked up and he doesn't have to go do time, that's going to make him look like he worked for the government. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. I'm here. I'm listening. I'm here. I'm listening. Tell me where I'm wrong. Isn't that what it's going to look like? Hello, how you doing today? Tell me where I'm wrong. If Boosie, clear as day, there's no reason in the world that we could see that they wouldn't allow for this evidence to be let into court. It's a violation of his release. This is not of question. Now, what do we think if all of a sudden he doesn't have to do no jail time? If all of a sudden his lawyer figures a way out, that's not going to look suspicious? Just saying. How many of you violate your parole or whatever the hell, and then all of a sudden, nothing happened to y'all guys? What up, Epiphany? Nothing happened to y'all guys and y'all stay free. You saying money, but it might not be money. You think so? You think money could keep Boosie out of jail, but money couldn't keep Young Thug out of jail? You think money is gonna keep Boosie out of jail, but money is not gonna keep Young Thug out of jail? Truth Seeker says, remember that time he pulled over and was disrespecting police? They noted that. Absolutely believe that. They don't be letting shit like that go. They be remembering. All that 40-year-olds trying to flex. I don't know what that means, but okay. Pardon. And yes, it's a Fed case. Also, for the person that was saying, you know, money or whatever. What up, Demetrius? For the person that's saying money or whatever is going to help get this. How you doing? It's going to get dude out of this situation. It was a state case and it got moved to the federal court building, fam. It got moved to the feds. You really think dude is going to be able to be saved? You really think that that's what the situation is? I think it would have been easier for him to have been saved. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm not saying it's not. I just think it would have been easier for him to escape any of these charges if it was a state case. Also, about the Young Thug situation. Young Thug gets found guilty, or I mean, pardon me, innocent, or whatever the fuck. You know, there's still federal charges that they could go after him for. So there's no telling how many years Young Thug is going to be fighting these charges in different courts. All the D glasses, these dudes get blessed with success and money and throw it all away for street clout, cred, bananas. One of the most important things that all human beings need to know how to do is be alone. One of the most important things all human beings need to know how to do is be alone. The inability to be alone is why people create a lot of the fucking mistakes that they create, because they can't go be alone, because they have to have this person around them, that person around them, this type of person around them, that type of person around them. They have an inability to just go and be off by themselves and do what they need to do for themselves to improve their life or improve their situation. They do not have that ability. So I say all that to say, that's one of the main reasons why people get caught up in the mob mentality. You understand? Too bad we don't got one of those. We need one of those window things so we could push it on the court and get all the water off. Whenever it fucking rains, there's always so much water. We need one of them things to clean the court. Said real gangsters move in silence. They married to the streets. They married to nonsense. They married to nonsense, man. We got to do better than that. Multiple different ways. Damn, the court is wet as shit today. I was going to play basketball today. The court is wet, though. Maybe come back later, see if it dry up some. Maybe drop some. All right? Nah, they married to the foolishness. People be so caught up in sometimes don't think about the way that things make you feel, and think about the way that you make people feel. So I think that that's something, you know, if we thought like that more, if we put more of an onus on the importance of how the people around us feel, you know, not that the way you feel isn't important. The way you feel is obviously important. But if we put more of an onus on the way the people around us feel, I think that that's something that we need to do. I think that that is important. I think that that would lead people to a lot of this bullshit that they're doing that they shouldn't be doing in any regards. In 23-1. You think he's gonna be in 23-1 for him? How y'all doing? All right. You think he's gonna be in 23-1 for him? When you're well known, it's great when you have supportive people. You're always gonna have the haters. You're always gonna have the unsupportive people. It's great when you have the supportive people, because then the unsupportive people, it don't matter. But when you have But when you have notoriety, but you also don't have a supportive branch to the people who are, you know, part of whatever is going on, that's when it's difficult. That's when it's difficult. And I'm saying that being on both sides of the spectrum, or having been on both sides of the spectrum. That's when it's difficult, when there's no support there. You know, it's not as difficult dealing with the hate. It's not as difficult dealing with the bullshit when support is there. When the support isn't there, that's when it becomes difficult. That's when you see you know, people having mental breakdowns, that when you see people having all of the issues that come with the internet, it's when the support isn't there. Because the hate is always there. You understand? There's always going to be people jealous of something somebody is doing. There's a dude right now that don't think that he has doing anything important in his life that got a hell of a lot of haters. And he busy walking around probably not thinking he doing anything of any significance. But there's probably a ton of people just hating on him for, and her, or her, and or her for like the most, what we would consider the most foolish reasons. Like, you know, not even reasons to be thinking about a person. Isn't both the who in custody? Aren't who in custody? You said aren't they in custody? Who's the they? Rugi says the man, what my man is a janitor at the hospital Kaz got brought to. They said when they pulled up to get the other dude, to get Casanova and the guy that, you know, the other dude that was in the altercation with him, they said Casanova was just sitting there and his face was leaking. That's the report that this correction officer wrote. That Casanova was just sitting there and his face was leaking. And the other guy's face was just so bloody and messed up, like it didn't even look like a face no more. So that happened. If you are enjoying this conversation in any way at all, you could always pull up to the Cash App, the PayPal, and or the Super Chat and show your support for the network and the platform. What the heck does Casanova Melly, what does, I didn't even mention Melly, did I? I don't know if Melly's in protective custody. Why would Melly be in protective custody? And obviously Casanova wasn't in protective custody. We just said that he got slashed up. What are you talking about? You just saying names, or you just trying to say that you just saying random things that you could accuse me of saying on somebody else's platform? I'm going to stop reading your comments, but I appreciate you being here giving comments. Anyway. No, I mean, you said they. How could I have known who the they was? There's no way for me to even have known who the they was, homeboy. You just said they. You could have been talking about freaking Donald Trump. He just got arrested. Anyway, so as far as Casanova's situation is concerned, allegedly the dude that tried the Ulysses guy, Ulysses Lugo, apparently his face got, they just absolutely, his face is just cut to ribbons apparently. The way it was described to me, obviously they got a hold of the weapon and they used the weapon against his face multiple times. That's the best way I can explain it. Cass got cut in the face. I mean, what do you mean by what does it mean for him? I don't understand. He got cut in the face. He has a sentencing coming up June 27th. They might push the sentencing back because of this. I mean, you know, I wouldn't see any, you know, if they did push the sentencing back, it would make sense. You know, not necessarily that they have to. So they have a sentencing June 27th, pardon me. And we're going to see what happens. A lot of people get cut up in jail over lies, though. A lot of people get cut up in jail over lies. But he denounced the, for everybody that don't know, Casanova 2-time, sliced up in prison after he denounced the gang He came out, he said basically that he is not a part of the Gangsta Bloods, the Gorilla Stone Bloods, pardon me. He said that he is not a part of the Gorilla Stone Bloods anymore. He threw down his flag. A lot of people believe that that's why he was attacked, because he threw down his flag. Obviously, we don't know why the attack happened. We might never know why the attack happened. We just know that both of those things did happen. He made a statement saying that he is not a part of the gangs, that he regrets his activity inside of the Gorilla Stone Bloods, that he used his fame and his resources to help promote the Gorilla Stone Bloods. These are the things that he said, just so we could be clear. I'm not saying any of these things. These were in the letter that he wrote to the judge. Epiphany says, sorry, I don't know them exactly, but I think that this has to do with why in the title. No. I haven't spoken to YNW Melly situation yet. Do y'all want to talk about the possible mistrial with the YNW Melly situation? Let's get Epiphany caught up real quick. Hold on. I'll discuss the YNW Melly situation real quick. Get Epiphany caught up. So let's just go sideways real quick, and we're gonna come right back to this. Copy? We're gonna go one step at a time. What up to the few? Also, hit that like button. We got 53 people in here. Hit that like button. Let's send out some notifications. So there's a possible So I just want to say something. So every time I go in this store, they try to do psychological warfare on me, right? Every time I try to go in this store, it's always some weirdo psychological warfare shit that they trying to do on me. This is the worst fucking key food ever. I promise you. These people are terrible. Anyway, every time I walk past the store, I get pissed off. Anyway, so as far as with the YNW Melly case, and if somebody is trying to kill me, please let them. I'm talking to the police. And as far as the YNW Melly case is concerned, just so we can be clear, the prosecution did some things that they were not supposed to do. There was some evidence that was not supposed to be said or introduced to the jury. The prosecutor went around the judge's ruling as best as they can so they could introduce information that the jury was not supposed to hear. Being that they did this willfully and against the directives and the parameters of the courtroom, of the trial, that actually puts the defendant in a situation where the defendant attorneys or whatever, they can ask for a mistrial because that information was, the jury was never supposed to hear that information. Basically, there's a law in Florida. The law says this. The law basically says that when a police officer takes a statement, if the statement the police officer takes, the person that gave the statement goes to court and doesn't remember that they gave the statement or don't agree with the statement cannot be admissible as evidence, because the police saying something, the police taking a, what do you call that shit? The police taking a statement isn't evidence. That's just like, just because you said something to the police, that don't make it true. You understand? So since it's not evidence, it can't be admitted in court like it's evidence unless the person that said it admits to the fact that they said it and admits to the fact that that's their statement. So when they brought the lady up to try to have the evidence brought in, she basically said that she did not remember making the statement. Since she did not remember making the statement, that means that the evidence can't be used in the court of law. What the prosecuting attorney then tried to do was get around that. And the way that they tried to do that was they tried to ask questions around the subject so they could get all the information in that was being excluded because the statement wasn't allowed in. You understand? So that's what the prosecutors tried to do. They wasn't successful. At one point, the judge even says, because the guy's like, objection. And the judge is like, I got this. That's fucking funny as shit. That shit straight out of a fucking movie, fam. At one point, the judge is like, I got this. Don't worry about it. And then immediately misses where the next objection would have been at. And so the dude has to then still say objection again. So that was funny as shit. That was funny as shit. Yeah. Well, see, there's an art to doing that. There's lawyers that get away with that. Don't get that confused. There's lawyers that get away with that. There's an art to you got shit that's not admissible in court. And basically, your attorney figures out a way around it to get it admitted. Like, there's an art to this. The problem is, homegirl was trying to use a sledgehammer instead of a scalpel. She should have went and got the sharpest knife possible, but instead she tried to beat it over the head with a blunt object. So since she tried to do that, that shit did not work. You understand? So that's basically what happened. So yeah, so they might be a mistrial, but if I was YNW Melly, I wouldn't have my peoples do a mistrial though. I wouldn't have my peoples do a mistrial because the prosecuting attorney fucked up. You might not have this opportunity again with, you might not have this opportunity again. They got whooped in court in front of the jury. If you get a new jury, then you give away that win. You don't want to give that win away. Hate that fucking key food. They always trying to gaslight me every time I go in there. Any regard. So yeah, so I don't think they should do it though. Because at the end of the day, if they go through the mistrial, right? Let's say everything that you basically give the prosecution the opportunity to not fuck up. Like now they start back from scratch. You know, while you stay in this trial, they got to deal with the fuck up. You understand? There's reasons why you would take the mistrial. I think here you don't take the mistrial. One of the things taking the mistrial will do is most likely get him a bond though. He'll most likely get a bond, like they'll let him out. You know, the state already, it's state, right? They already fucked up. We can't just keep holding you for how many years we gonna keep holding you while these guys can't even put on a case. You understand? So if that does happen, I could see them, you know, giving them a bond or something, letting them get out. Because it don't make any sense to keep holding them. If the state can't put on a case, it don't make any sense to hold anybody if the state can't put on their case. You can't hold somebody until the state figure out how they're gonna prosecute you. You understand? You can't just be in jail forever. Like, we know we did the crime, judge, but we can't prove it yet. And the judge say, well, okay, let's hold him for 2 more years. They say that's not a thing that should happen. I don't know if the state did or didn't have enough evidence. I don't know if I could speak on that. I can say this though. A lot of evidence actually got thrown out that was against Melly. A lot of evidence. Oh shit, I just realized something. When you said Melly, you was talking about YNW Melly. I thought you was talking about Mel Matrix because I was just chopping it up with somebody about him the other day. So I want to apologize about that epiphany. I thought you was talking about Mel Matrix. So I was just chopping it up with somebody about him the other day. Hope everything going well with that brother. Very solid dude. Very solid dude. Yeah, you're not lame. Nobody said you was lame. Yeah, shout out to Mel. Very solid dude. Yeah. That's I just picked up on it like, oh shit. This nigga YNW Melly. His name is Melly too. I have no idea if he's in any kind of protective custody. I don't see no reason why they should put him in protective custody, personally. But, you know, I don't see no reason. I have no reason. Nah, you good? You ain't do nothing wrong. I don't think they should go for the mistrial though, but you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe they go after the mistrial, maybe they don't. We'll see what happens. But I don't think they should. I think they should make sure that it's acknowledged by the courts, the situation that happened, because they might want to use that for a reason for an appeal. So they should be preparing their appeal process in case they lose. That's what they should be doing. Because if you remove the mistake, you might make it like that might be their best chance to win. You understand what I'm saying? So you might not want to remove the mistake. The courts might want for there to be a mistrial at this point. They might be thinking a mistrial might be the best for them. I wouldn't be surprised if the prosecutor, thank you, if the prosecutor tried to figure out a way out of this particular situation so they could restart the trial without these problems. You know, they like dubbed the case for a couple of months or a year or so they could come back and then, you know, get them for everything. I wouldn't be surprised. I was going to set up and chop it up with y'all, but I think we had a good talk. That's about an hour-long conversation. I think that was a good talk. Anything else y'all want to talk about before I let y'all go? Anything else y'all want to talk about before I let y'all go? Appreciate you, Epiphany. Well, okay, so you asked me how I feel about Boosie being locked up. I think Boosie gives a lot of bad advice. I think Boosie constantly, how you doing? I think Boosie constantly encourages the most ignorant shit out of the people in our community. I don't like that. I don't like that Boosie is always on the side of we doing the most ignorant, ghetto, self-destructive thing possible. I don't like that. I don't like that Boosie always thinks that people should do the thing that's going to get them locked up, killed, or put in jail. I don't like that. That's just what I'm saying. That's where I'm at on it. That's my position on the matter. No, I don't think he's a good role model at all. That's basically what I'm saying. Sometimes I wonder how people could be like do some of the shit people do that don't make sense. And then I see how many fans people like Boosie have, and you like, you know what? That makes sense then. They're getting their cues from this guy. Don't wish death or jail on people. So we're not doing that. How do I feel about Boosie being locked up? I don't like the message he gives to the kids. That's how I feel about it. How you doing? I don't like the message he gives to the kids. I think it's self-destructive. Shout out to your homegirl. Y'all could always, for everybody that is liking our content, you could always pull up to the Cash App. The link is the Cash App pin number is right there. You could always pull up to the Cash App if you're appreciating the content today. Or if you've appreciated it any day. Just so we can be clear. Said Boosie about him, he tries too hard to be a real one. I think, I'm sorry that got that, guys. I made the birds fly away by accident. I'm not a big fan of Boosie. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the things that Boosie do. I'm just not a big fan. That's the best way I can put it. I'm not a big fan. I just don't want to hate on people who I don't think know any better. So I'm not sure if Boosie knows any better. You know, he's a dude. He was on death row. He did whatever happened. All of a sudden, now he's free. Now he's free, and you see him doing all the shit he doing. How are you gonna accept that? You understand what I'm saying? So hold on, give me 1 second. So, how do we look at people who was on death row, get a second chance, and then come out, and this is the type of shit that they talk about? They promote all of the effery, all the BS. They promote all the negativity. They promote all of the ratchetness. They promote all of the things that go against, for lack of a better term, go against God. So, how are you supposed to accept that? So I'm not hating on the brother. And the Bible says that we have freedom of choice. We got freedom of will. Like we can make our own choices. So if you choose to subscribe to whatever the hell he's talking about, who am I to say you're wrong? Who am I to say the way that I think is right? All I can say is I don't agree with, what you're doing. I don't agree with it. So now I'm not a big fan of the positions that Boosie generally has. And I think he's self-destructive and he hurts more than he helps. So I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm not saying that to hate on the brother. The Few says Boosie thinks it's the 80s. Shout out to Suge Knight with the $4 drop. He said for good content. Appreciate you. If anybody else want to join Suge Knight, you could pull up to the Cash App. Boosie thinks it's the 80s. Honestly, being real was one thing, but promoting street behavior is corruption. You know what's being real? Pardon me. Being real is waking up every day and going to whatever your job is. Whatever your job is, that's being real, fam. You know what being real is? Being real is playing catch with your kids in the yard, fam. That's what's being real. You feel me? You know what being real is, fam? Being real is going home to your wife every night. Or your husband. Or whoever the hell you're going home to every night. That's being real. People want to always subscribe being real to you doing some to whatever BS you doing. Oh, that was Lex Luger. Salute. Appreciate you. People always want to subscribe being real to all types of different other BS. Sometimes being real is just being honest. Sometimes being real is just being there for people who need help. Sometimes that's being real. People always want to attribute being real to an individual doing something that they got to put aggression into. Sometimes being real is giving a mofo a hug. Sometimes being real is not saying something to hurt another person's feelings. Sometimes that's being real. You understand? So I don't consider what Boosie do being real, but I 100% think he considers it being real. Absolutely. For the person who said that, I 100% believe that Boosie thinks that what he's doing is being real. I don't think so. I think what Boosie is doing some whole other shit. I think Boosie is moving like Boosie is moving like if he don't say certain things, his freedom might be in jeopardy. That's what Boosie is moving like. Triple A says, and most needed in our community. Which most needed? People with positive energy putting out into the universe. If that's what you're saying, absolutely. If you're saying something else, I would like to know. Anthony Allen said, exactly. Being real got twisted. Yeah, people think being real is how many niggas you could kill. Being real is how many chicks you could bang. Sometimes being real was just being that dude that don't want to bang a ton of chicks. Sometimes being real was being that dude that don't want to kill a lot of niggas. Sometimes that's being real, fam. Epiphany says, one rapper on an interview cried, regretting the message to the young people he promotes because the label tell them to sell out their generation. Yo, look. Name me a rapper that came out in the last 2 years that blew up commercially off a positive message. What up, Sebastian Tompkins? Sebastian, did you find my DM yet on BBN? DM me. DM my BBN. Somebody put my BBN Instagram in the chat. DM me. Sometimes it's to strap up and not have 10 kids, but sometimes it might be to not strap up and have 10 kids. Real is changes depending on who you are. Everybody has a different mission, fam. Your mission in life isn't my mission in life. My mission in life isn't your mission in life. So everybody has a different mission in life, fam. So part of the issue or part of the problem is people think that you have to be exactly like that person in order to be real because you perceive them to be real. In reality, your real might be something totally different. Maybe you was somebody that was put here to have 10 different babies with 7 different baby mamas. Who knows? Maybe. So I can't ascertain what your real is. I can only hear what your message is. You understand? I only can hear the message you putting out. Lex says Boosie brought this on himself for real, for real. I'm gonna agree. I think that I'm sorry. I'm not saying that this is what's going on. How the hell do I know? But I think that there's certain rappers that they have to do certain things in order to stay free. That they have to put negative energy out into the universe. That they have to try to steer the kids the wrong way. That they have to try to encourage death in our communities. That they have to try to encourage our women to be promiscuous. That they have to try to encourage our youth to go out there and be stupid so they kill each other. NLE Chopper was the video on there pouring his heart out. What you mean by that? I don't understand. In which language do you talk? I'm trying to remember them in that league guys. That's all. I'm trying to but I'm just saying, it's just a perspective, man. Said back in the day, do I got this on the right jump off? Yeah, it was on the right. Triple A says, wait, hold on. Epiphany says the one I was crying about how he promotes. There you go. No, I can't talk on that one, fam. I can't talk on that one. I cannot access that account. Could somebody put my BBN Instagram in the chat, please? Oh, he was the one that was crying about it. Well, shouldn't be promoting gun. So in the 90s, I was rapping, right? And we was trying to get record deals. And there was a point where I realized that I was saying raps that I didn't want to say because it was just, we rapping about taking down, our enemies and going at people. So I would say lines that I would write lines and I would just say, this is just goes against God. And I just changed my whole way of rapping. I was always a storyteller, but I leaned more into the storytelling aspect of it. I leaned more into certain things because I wanted to be able to rap and not promote, drugs. Um, I made songs about drinking. I made songs about smoking weed. I stopped doing that. And when I say songs, I mean whole songs. I don't mean just writing a verse, man. I mean a hook. I wrote everything with a hook back then. So before I wrote a rap, I wrote a hook damn near. You understand what I'm saying? Everything, I wrote a hook first. Triple says Aces back in the day, good messages in hip hop were powerful and well liked. Poor righteous teacher, etc. No respect for that today, in my opinion. Appreciate you, Arthur D. Glass. Now we got to see if he come back in here to see that. Back in the day, good messages in hip hop. Well, if you remember what's these dudes' name? Bone Thugs and Harmony said. Bone Thugs and Harmony said that they were confronted with FBI agents or whatever the case, FBI, CIA, some shit like that, government agents. I don't know from what department. And they basically told them that if they promoted, the destruction, things that were promoting destructive behavior in the black community, that they'll make sure that their music went to the top of the charts. So that's what the dudes from Blown Thugs and Harmony said. So you take that however you want to take that. With that being said, I'm gonna get up out of here. We might do a Tonight Show tonight. I don't know. I haven't been doing a Tonight Show lately. What time is it right now? I haven't been doing a Tonight Show lately. Maybe we'll do a Tonight Show because we had a lot of days with no lives. And we had two good lives today. We had two good conversations today for the most part. Good participation. Hello. The Few says that would be lit, bro. There's good topics to discuss. Yeah, we got a lot to discuss. So maybe we do a live tonight. We'll see what we work out with that. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Once again, if anybody enjoyed any aspect of the show, you could always pull up to the Cash App, the PayPal, or the Super Chat. Also, you could join the Green Team. You become a member of the channel. That's always beneficial. It helps the channel out. And we also have a Teesprings link. Go hit it up. If we do the saloon, you pulling up? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Is people gonna pull up to the saloon if I do the saloon? Triple A says, I've been really busy this year, missed a lot of great chats, but I'm still here. Salute to everyone. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate you. I need to get back on my A game myself. So, you know, everything's understood. Everything's understood. What's understood don't need to be said. Um, I tell you what, I if I do, whenever I do the live from now on, if you do a drop and you write saloon, it'll be a saloon drop. That's the best way I could put it, because I don't think they come frequent enough for me to just always remember. You understand what I'm saying? So if you do a drop and you write saloon on the drop, I'll do a saloon. It'll be a saloon drop. That's it. That's it. That's all. I think that's fair, right? Until we get back into the flow of things, and if you know, how that sound? There's people that don't even know what the saloon is, fam. Somebody's hitting me up right now. I cannot answer the call. If you're in the live with me, I cannot answer the call. I'll hit you back in a second. Hey, you. Basically, we have our own club. It's a bar. Basically, it's a saloon. It's based in 1840 in the 1860s, and basically, we create a storyline and we create a whole fantasy around donations that come to the page. So if we do it tonight, if somebody do a drop right now, I'll do it right now. If somebody want me to show her how a saloon works, I'll do a saloon drop right now. Somebody do a drop, I'll do a saloon call right now. I'll give y'all a minute to see if anybody's gonna help the young lady out, and anybody else that isn't in here. Somebody pull up to the saloon. It costs $5 to get in. It's a club. It costs $5 to get in. It's a club. Somebody do a saloon drop right now. I'll do one of the so you can get an understanding about what it is. Popping bottles. So you can get an understanding about what it is. And if not, I'm gonna get up out of here because I don't know, like, you know. No, no, no. You could be anywhere on the planet. Somebody got to do a saloon drop. If somebody do a saloon drop, you'll understand what I'm saying. You being in Alabama don't matter. Lex Luger's like in one of the Carolinas or some shit. Shout out to the Order D Glass with the $5 drop. The Order D Glass pulls up to the saloon. He gets off his horse. He walks up to the swinging doors. It's like any other saloon in the. Exactly. He walks up to the swinging doors. He walks through. The bouncer. He looks at him. He nods. He walks up to the bartender. The bartender is very happy to see him. He looks into the corner. He says, bartender, I got $5. I haven't been here in a while. I want to see the ladies. The bartender. I'm a little bit rusty, so y'all going to have to bear with me. I haven't did this in a long time. The bartender pours him a drink, slides it over to him. Shout out to the Art of D Glass pulling up to the saloon. We might have some musical guests tonight. We'll see exactly what's going on. We got another drop that just came through. Hold on. Shout out to finessing. People are having fun. Get out of here. Stop hating. Why are you counting my pockets? I kicked them so y'all can't see them. But why are you counting my pockets though? So you come in here every show to watch if somebody is doing a donation. I just want to be clear that everybody understands what part of this person's life is. Watching every show that I do so they could make sure nobody does donations and then say that I'm a failure. When obviously, if you have to be here to try to convince people to not do donations, I'm not failing. I'm actually winning. You have to convince people to not support me. I'm not failing. Yes. Do you want to join the Oh, also, whenever you do a $5 drop, that's simply a hater drop, and that's basically what did the five fingers say to the face? Shout out to Lex Luger with the $5 drop. Lex Luger pulls up. Lex Luger pulls up to the saloon. He comes to the front door. The bouncer sees him. The bouncer, he nods to the bartender. They already know what kind of problems they're gonna have. They go. They get the carpenter. The carpenter takes the hinges of the door off. Lex Luger comes through the door. He got his horse on his back. He's giving his horse the torture rack. What did the five fingers say to the face? Lex Luger, he's giving his horse the torture rack as he's walking into the side of the door like this. Lex Luger's a really diesel, everybody that don't know, the WWE wrestler. He's giving his horse the torture rack. He walks into the bar. The bouncer says, not this again. He tells him that he got to leave the horse outside. But Lex Luger says he doesn't want to leave the horse outside. There's a whole big argument that happens. The bartender walks over to Lex Luger with a pint of beer. He pours the pint of beer down his throat. Lex Luger says, okay, I'm going to take the horse outside, but I want to spend a little bit of time with the ladies. Shout out to Lex Luger pulling up to the saloon. We are going to get better at this. Y'all know that it's going to take me a couple of days to get back into the groove. I haven't did this in a while. Not a real shout out either. Y'all like what I said there. I got to get shirts for that. Shout out to Overlord Jones with the $50 drop. Popping bottles. Shout out to Overlord Jones. Everybody, put drinks in the chat. He just bought everybody around the drinks. I want everybody in the chat to pop some bottles. I want to see some drink emojis. I want to see some bottle emojis. I don't care what you're drinking. It could be juice. It could be beer. It could be champagne. Yes. It could be whatever you want. Shout out to Overlord Jones pulling up, dropping bottles. Overlord Jones pulls up to the saloon. As he walks in the door, you can see the glistening of all of the gold on his armor. He's drenched. His clothes that he's walking through the door looks like he's wearing armor from the Middle Ages, but it's all gold and silver. He walks into the saloon. He looks at the bouncer. Is he clinging? The bouncer looks down at him. He raises his visor. For everybody that don't know, that's where the salute comes from. When knights used to meet each other on the road, they had to raise their visor so they could see their eyes to know who was who. That's where salutes come from in the army, for everybody that don't know. He raises his visor so the bouncer could see who he is. The bouncer says, it's Overlord. The bouncer used to be a mute. We got a bouncer that talks now. The bouncer says, it's Overlord. All of the ladies of the night that's upstairs, they come running downstairs. They all put Overlord on their shoulders like he's crowd surfing. They run Overlord up the stairs. They run up some orange juice. They run up some champagne. There's gonna be a whole lot of drinking. Shout out to Overlord Jones. Pulled up to the saloon, popping bottles. I'm getting back into the groove. I'm gonna need a minute. He bought everybody a drink, so everybody should be putting bottle and drink emojis and whatever it is that's your drink of choice in the chat. There you go. Yes. Hey, we have fun over here. This is the BBN Network, fam. We have fun. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. I need y'all to pull up, not them weirdos. And Epiphany wants breast milk? Is that breast milk? Shout out to Epiphany. Everybody is over here with some beer and some wine. She's like, I take the breasts. Shout out to Epiphany. All of the things. All right, we're going to have a Tonight Show tonight, I guess. I guess we having one now. Anybody else pull it up to the saloon, or is there anything y'all want to talk about? She wants the breast milk. I ain't mad. Okay, so I want to say something. Being a guy that I have tasted breast milk before, I think that it's more. I think people should be more concerned with drinking milk that comes from an animal that's not a human. I think that should be more of our concern. We seem to be concerned with drinking human milk, but not concerned with drinking animal milk. I kind of think that that's a little bit backwards. I just had something flash across my screen. It says feds use Boosie's IG against him to find evidence. Yep. Okay, so the breast milk is gonna taste however the healthy the woman is. So the breast milk I tasted was from a woman that didn't drink or smoke or do any drugs whatsoever. It was sweet. I don't know no other way to tell you that. I had breast milk. I ain't scared to tell nobody. It was sweet as shit. That's all I can say. It was sweet. It tasted like candy. No cap. Tastes like candy, fam. But she was healthy as shit, so. Tasted like candy, fam. Imagine if we stopped. Imagine if when your wife got pregnant, right? And the family decided that we were gonna use the milk from the actual wife rather than milk from cows and shit like that. Imagine how much more healthier we'd be as human beings, man. That's just something to think about. Epiphany says she's a recovering alcoholic, so you trying to get us all drunk. You just squirting the breast milk everywhere. A little breast milk for you? A little breast milk for you? You're just getting everybody drunk. I have no idea. Only milk I've known to have taste other than breast milk, obviously, was cow milk. And I don't. And I think there's something wrong with people who make fun of people who drink breast milk. Like, that's insane. Like, why would you make fun of somebody? You drink milk that comes from a cow, fam. How are you making fun of somebody that drink milk that comes from a human? I don't understand it, but it is what it is. We have weird ways of living in this culture. They'll make fun of you for drinking milk that comes from a human being. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about? There we go. He found me. Shout out to Sebastian Tompkins. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we get off? Or should I just get off now so I can go get me some grub and be ready for tonight? I'm going to get off now, go get me some grub, relax, so we could be ready for tonight. We doing a live tonight. We're going to bring the Tonight Show back. When y'all act like y'all want more shows, I'm always going to give more shows. I'm starting to think y'all want more shows today. Y'all been showing me that y'all been enjoying the work. Y'all showing me that y'all been enjoying my company and been enjoying our dialogue. So we're going to try to have it tonight. We're going to have a Tonight Show tonight. I'm going to start trying to be more consistent with the Tonight Show. It's hard to be consistent with anything when, you don't think people want you to do it. Then you're only doing it when you want to do it. You're not doing it because there's an obligation. When y'all show me that y'all support the platform and that y'all love the platform, I have an obligation. With that being said, I love y'all. Everybody, please. I love y'all. Everybody, please. Go enjoy your day. Go do something positive and stamp God's name on it. Just don't go do something good for the sake of doing something good. We're going to go do something good. We're going to do something positive, and then we're going to stamp God's name on it. Bam. That's what we're going to do. With that being said, well, hold on. So the Few says, I'm in disbelief that Casanova denounced the gang. Before getting locked up, one of the main things that Casanova said was, he's a gangster. So you're going to see how that works out. Anyway, we're gonna pull it back up tonight. We're gonna be discussing this and more. I love y'all. Everybody have a beautiful day. Do something good. Do something worthwhile. Do something that benefits not just you but others, and stamp God's name on it. Go do something for the betterment of society, the betterment of your community, the betterment of your life and your family and all those around you, and then stamp God's name on it. Don't be ashamed. Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.